The Open Air Museum is really a place where they located the missing blocks and reused blocks from different chapels and different temples at Karnak. This is one of the best blocks being found and shown here in the area known at Karnak as the Open Air Museum. Here we can read the full text, giving us more details about the titles and the praising way and venerating God in ancient Egypt. Here we can see life, Ankh in hieroglyphics, life, the pillar of Osiris, or could be the backbone of Osiris. Wasit, the scepter of eternity. So when we read it, Ankh Jet Was, may he lives, may he is prosperous and healthy. Then amazing here the word Seneb, S-N-B, in hieroglyphics, and you see we have a foreleg and a wave of water in a folded tissue as to be healthy enough, to be sound. And the most important thing is to be satisfied with what you have. The word in hieroglyphics is Awut Id F. His heart is satisfied. His heart is satisfied. Her Set Hur, upon the throne of Horus. So his heart is satisfied upon the throne of Horus. And then here, an amazing Rahorakti, the rising sun. Here you can see the solar disk as Ra, the sun or the great light. In the manifestation of the sun is the falcon. So the ancient Egyptians did not worship the falcon. They venerated it and they considered it as the manifestation of the ascendance, the manifestation of soaring and descending and ascending like the rising sun. In winter time, it descends from the horizon to be close to the earth, to be close to the throne of Osiris. Horus is the son of Osiris. So when Horus is on earth, he is very close to earth like the winter sun. But when he is soaring in the heaven, in the sky, he is the summer sun, the high sun. So amazing astronomy and religion in ancient Egypt, believing in the falcon as the bird which soars in the sky and it could approach the sun, its eyes really being saved enough from the dangers caused by the rays of the sun. But he is Horus the victorious, he is Horus the falcon, he is the great sun. And amazing, that will be forever. The word Mi, Ra, like Ra, forever, in a way to describe the journey, the cyclic journey of man and earth, the cyclic journey of the sun from summer to spring and winter, or the Egyptian agriculture cycle from the flood to the plantation and the harvest, followed by festivities. And then we have another smaller text showing how Emen, the venerated image of Karnak, dressed in a skirt and a feathered crown, is paying homage to the name of the crown king of Egypt with more smaller words. So this is really one of the best blocks being shown here in the Open Air Museum. could see at the Open Air Museum is the nose-to-nose greeting between Amen, the venerated warrior, and the king himself, being dressed in the shield of war and the collar of peace and life. And actually here they are in a religious pose, nose to nose, saluting each other, or as if Amen, the religious person, is supporting and greeting the king, the civilian ruler, and the victorious warrior of Egypt. So this is the strategy in ancient Egypt, the balance between the military works, the military victory, and diplomacy. So here the king is the diplomat, and in front of Amen, the warrior, religious, venerated person. Sekhmet, the religious name, was given to the image of a woman headed animal. I mean, the lower part shaped as a woman with a full erect, a full grown breast, and the lioness head, which represent the symmetrical belief in ancient Egypt, or the double belief in the woman as an independent, as a strong person, defeating her enemies like a lioness, and as a feminine aspect, or as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, and as a wife. As we know, the ancient Egyptians were interested in the pair body shape, and the showing the breast and the golden collar is to show her maternity, or as a mother able to nurse her children, and as a beautiful, attractive woman. The lioness, as we know, is able to defeat its enemies, and the lioness is a night active creature, and it could hunt actively at night, while the lion is a morning or a daylight creature. So between 5 times trying to hunt, the lioness succeeds in 3, while the lion succeeds in 1 or 2. That's why the ancient Egyptians venerated the lioness, tamed it, and considered to be one of the protectors of the palace, and one of the guards of the king in his wars and in his battles. We can see the ox. To be the ox is to be fertile enough, to be a defender and a protector of your country. As we know today, there is a saying in English, take the ox by the horns. That came from ancient Egypt. Here, the king as an ox. Look at the testicles. Look at the phallus. So, to be a fertile, to be strong enough, and to defeat your enemies, courageous enough, like a bull or like an ox. Here we see the image of fertility and sexual drive. As we see the figure showing a statue or an image of a man with a phallus or an erect penis. And amazing, we can see the figure showing him as a circumcised man. So circumcision was practiced in ancient Egypt, could be for religious or medical reasons, or in a way to keep him clean and healthy. We are debating the function of circumcision, male circumcision in ancient Egypt, but as an evidence that you see here, we can see the circumcised men. The ancient Egyptians in their text talk about how to enjoy your sexual life. You are sound unless your phallus stumbles, which means the ancient Egyptians were aware of sexual potency and the sexual diseases and sexual problems. So the king here giving an offering to Amen men, the symbol of fertility, as to keep his sexual drive and his life healthy and sound. Geometry and numerology, or numbers. The ancient Egyptians invented numbers. They knew the dot, but actually the dot or the zero in ancient Egypt is not negative or is not nothingness, but actually it is a beginning of life. But after the dot, which was made as a disk, we can read the ones. So here we have ones, we have 10 there, this is 10, and then we have the 100, and we have the 1000. So this is a big number, as if the calendar includes a lot of food and drinks going to be introduced by the king to the divinities or to the priests of the temples on festivities in tens, hundreds, and thousands. But remember, starting by ones first, then tens, hundreds, and thousands. Egypt is the country of rocks and stones. There are different kinds of stones in ancient Egypt and Egypt today. We have the volcanic rocks like basalt, granite, and diorite. Here we can see diorite, which is the hardest stone being cut from the quarries in the south of Egypt. It has its use in different ways to cut those kind of soft rocks like limestone and sandstone, or to hewn it. And as we see here, this piece of stone being reused as a millstone, amazing, as a millstone, using the diorite, and as if putting the grains and try to grind it. Is it an ancient Egyptian idea to grind sand and rocks, or reused, as I mentioned, as a milestone? But we still have the diorite as the hardest rock in Egypt. Did the ancient Egyptians use diamond to cut diorite? We're still debating.